Hello everyone! I was just browsing the internet, as I usually do, and I came across the most interesting article on chess.com. It was written by Grandmaster Gregory Serper, and the title of the article was The Strongest Chess Player You've Never Heard of. And I thought to myself, well, I've heard of so many chess players, I must have heard of this one as well. But to my surprise, I've never heard of this person. The person in question is a Czech-German master, Rudolf Pitschak. And somewhere around 1930s, 1935, he was rated number 79 in the world. And as Mr. Serper says in his article, according to the FIDE October rating list, number 79 in the world today was Alexander Morozevich. And I'm sure you'll agree, Grandmaster Alexander Morozevich is a pretty strong player. And this game, Rudolf Pitschak is playing against Grandmaster Salomon Flohr. A very strong Czech grandmaster, and well, he was like a national hero in Czechoslovakia in the 1930s. In those days, you could buy the Salo Flohr cigarettes, the Salo Flohr slippers, the Salo Flohr perfumes. So a popular guy, definitely. And somewhere around 1935, 1936, he was rated number 2 in the world. He was even considered a contender for the title. So quite a matchup for Mr. Pitschak, definitely. In this game, Salomon Flohr has the white pieces and he plays d4. We have knight to f6, knight to f3, and d6. Knight b to d2, c5, e3, bishop to b6, preparing to develop the light square bishop to this long diagonal, bishop to d3, bishop to b7, Salo castles, we have bishop to e7, c4, Rudolf castles, and b3. Rudolf responds with d5, and here there's a lot of tension going on in the center, but the position is pretty equal. Neither of the players wants to be the first one to capture. Queen to c2, knight to c6, both players keep developing, and here probably Flohr should have added some more protection to this d4 pawn, either with bishop to b2 or maybe queen c3 or queen b2 would also be okay, but for some reason he played a3. He was probably worried about this knight jumping to b4 with an attack on his very strong bishop and also with a tempo on the queen. So he played a3 and he allowed c captures on d4. And now you can't really capture with e captures on d4, you get d captures on c4, and now you're losing this d4 pawn. He tried another move which also loses a pawn. After c captures on d4 he played c captures on d5. Here Mr. Rudolf played queen captures on d5, and after e captures on d4, knight captures on d4 was played. And well, the problem is you can't capture this knight on d4, you get queen to g2, this is checkmate. So after knight to d4, your queen is attacked, and there really isn't a good square for the queen. Mr. Flohr tried queen to b1. This was, responded to with rook f to d8. Now the threat is knight captures on f3 with check, and then queen picks up the bishop on d3. Knight to e1 by Mr. Flohr, defending the bishop on d3 and also guarding g2. Queen to h5. And here black has so many threats that it's this is not possible to play for white. A move like h3 would definitely help white, but not for long. So Mr. Flohr tried bishop to b2. Trying to get rid of at least one attacker, but this was countered with bishop to d6. Rudolf doesn't care about the knight, as the threat is queen captures on h2 with an instant checkmate. So g3, blocking the dark square bishop, and we have knight to g4. Now the threat again is queen captures on h2, as the knight is also attacking this square, in this position whatever white plays, even with the best defense, it's checkmate in 6 moves. But Mr. Flohr made it a bit easier for Mr. Rudolf. He played h4, and to this Mr. Rudolf responded with queen captures on h4, and after this move Salomon Flohr resigned the game. If he were to capture the queen with g captures on h4, this is followed by bishop to h2 checkmate, but even with the best defense, white can't really defend this. It's checkmate in 5 moves. So yeah, in this position Salomon Flohr resigned the game, and a great victory for Rudolf Pitschak was achieved. So quite a spectacular game actually for someone who will in 5 years be rated number 2 in the world. And well, the entire article is pretty great as well. I do recommend you to read it. I will put a link to it in the description below. There are also some very interesting games by Mr. Rudolf. For example, a game against young Bobby Fischer from 1957 United States Championship, where Fischer luckily escapes with a draw. Also, there's a nice game against Vasya Pierce, and a couple of interesting games against some weaker opponents. Well, not weak, but weaker. So yeah, that's the game. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I'm very interested if any of you heard about Rudolf Pitschak before this video or before the article on chess.com. I really like the statement Gregory Serper says that he thinks it would be nice if the chess community remembered from time to time its unsung heroes. I definitely agree with him, and well, if I ever come across a player I never heard of and he produces such an amazing game, I will definitely show it on my channel. So yeah, that's it. I do hope you enjoyed it. I would like to thank Kevin Wisniewski and an unknown person for a contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon.